Welcome to the deep dive. We cut through the noise, getting straight to the insights. You need to be truly well informed. Today we're pulling back the curtain on something pretty fascinating. It's the hyper-detailed, step-by-step strategies driving successful sales in home improvement. Specifically, we're unpacking internal training materials from Erie Home, focusing on their roofing sales.
Yeah, it's a remarkable peek behind the scenes, really, our source material for this deep dive. It includes excerpts from their internal training videos, actual transcripts, even a key flowchart. So you get this rare, unfiltered look at how sales pros are meticulously trained, not just on what to sell, but how to sell it, with incredible precision and psychological awareness.
Okay, so our mission for you today is to really dissect these highly structured approaches. We'll look at the psychology behind engaging customers, the precision involved in financial talks, and how they strategically use product knowledge and offers. By the end, you'll walk away, hopefully, incredibly well informed about the anatomy of a truly persuasive sales process.
And here's the promise, right? You're going to gain some, frankly, surprising insights into these tactics. It can make you a more discerning consumer. You'll understand what's really going on when someone's trying to sell you something big. But also, it could sharpen your own communication, your negotiation skills, really, regardless of what field you're in. Let's get into it.
All right, so let's imagine you're a new sales professional at Erie Home. First day. The very first thing they drill into you, the blueprint you have to memorize verbatim, is their 10-step BPSS system.
Yeah, the BPSS.
Every single step has a specific goal and, crucially, a memorized commitment phrase. It has to be delivered perfectly, like a script.
It's almost like choreography, isn't it? Not improv.
Just gag.
And for me, the key insight into this hyper-structured, almost robotic approach is how it kind of depersonalizes things. It's not about the rep's individual charm. It's about a consistent, repeatable machine. A machine designed to guide any customer through this psychological funnel. It weaponizes predictability, and that's something really important to recognize as a consumer.
Okay, so let's dive into step one, the profile. What's the core objective here? What boxes do they need to tick?
Right. Step one. The goal is qualifying the homeowners and immediately building strong rapport. Reps check for 3 key things. Verifiable income, making sure all decision makers are actually present.
That's crucial.
Definitely. And confirming the customer owns the home. Simple stuff, but essential. It's also about watching for buying signs, those hot buttons, while trying to build a genuine connection. And that commitment phrase is designed to be disarming. You've been here so long, I bet it would take a stick of dynamite to get you outright.
Yeah, that sets a pretty specific, almost jokey tone right off the bat. Okay, so after profiling, what's next?
Then it's step 2, the measurement. This one's maybe the most straightforward. Goal: accurate roof measurements. Simple as that. Usually they use the Hover app, take 8 photos, app uploads the data.
Tech makes it easy.
Usually. But if Hover isn't working, the instruction is clear. Bust out the old tape measure and calculator. Hard measurements, no excuses. Got to be prepared.
Okay, and then step 3, the inspection. This isn't just about looking for leaks, is it? Sounds like there's a strong persuasive element here.
Oh, absolutely. It's about educating the customer. What's happening, why it's happening, and, crucially, the consequences if they neglect it. The goal: get them to take responsibility for the problems and create urgency. Urgency to buy today. The commitment phrase is direct. John and Mary, obviously you have some problems with your roof that need to be resolved. Wouldn't you agree?
Puts the ball right in their court, creates that agreement point.
Exactly.
So once the problem's established, how does Erie Home position themselves? Step 4, the company.
Right. This is where the rep effectively flashes the resume. The goal is simple: educate the homeowner on Erie Home's strengths. They showcase company history, reviews, and this concept called the path of responsibility, which actually involves presenting alternatives in the market. And the commitment is straightforward. Do you have any questions about my company? And when you improve your home, would you have any reservations doing it with Erie? It builds trust, tries to head off doubts early.
Okay. Step 5 is the investment. Sounds like they're trying to make the money side feel less scary. What's the strategy?
The goal is, basically eliminating financial risk perception through education. They walk homeowners through reputable sources like Home Remodeling Magazine, show the reality of inflation, demonstrate average national project costs, and then zone in on local costs using a tool called HomeWise. It reframes the cost. It's not an expense, it's a wise long-term asset. And the commitment phrase hammers that home. John and Mary, a one-time investment into a permanent roofing solution would be a wise investment, wouldn't you agree?
Makes sense. Build the value before you talk price.
Yeah.
So after all that groundwork, finally, step 6, the product. I imagine this is where the real salesmanship kicks in.
Yeah, this is often called the fun step. The goal is getting the customer genuinely excited about the Erie home roofing system, highlighting its unique benefits. Reps compare, standard builder-grade stuff, fiberglass, metal against Erie's own stone-coated steel product. And the commitment phrase here, make sure the customer gets the benefits before price is even on the table. Do you have any questions about the roofing systems besides the price, that is? And would you have any reservations on putting our systems on your home?
Okay, locking in that product acceptance. Then we hit step 7, the pre-close. What's happening here? Setting the stage for the decision.
Exactly. It's setting conditions, helping the homeowner make an educated decision today. It's actually a multi-part commitment statement. It acknowledges the project is inevitable, offers big savings for acting now, references special promo pricing, basically gets them mentally ready for the ask. It's a psychological warm-up.
Which leads right into step 8, price and financing. Sounds like this bit is quick.
Very quick, like a rapid 4 or 5 minute segment, purely focused on determining the list price, any discounts, financing options available. The critical instruction here, all the numbers have to be known, calculated before any negotiation starts. No guesswork, precision.
And that precision flows straight into step 9, the close. This is it, the agreement. How do they navigate this moment?
The goal is just agreeing on the terms and conditions of the contract. The focus shifts heavily to the actual payment. Reps are trained to walk through the math, add, subtract, multiply, divide, apply the promotional incentives, handle objections that pop up, discuss flexible installation schedules, offer discounts, and then finally present the absolute best and final offer. It's very structured negotiation.
And even after the deal is theoretically done, there's step 10, the reassurance. Why is this post-sale bit so important? It sounds like it takes a decent chunk of time, too.
It does, a good 10-15 minutes. It's crucial for finalizing the sale and, more importantly, reaffirming the customer's belief in their decision, reducing buyer's remorse. And the commitment phrase is powerful. What are some of the reasons you chose Erie Home to solve your roofing problem?
It makes the customer articulate their own reasons, their justification. That really solidifies their choice.
Okay, so that's the 10-step blueprint. But beyond that, our sources dive into the art of engagement, how Erie Home keeps customers actually hooked. Because, as they point out, low conversion rates often boil down to one thing: lack of customer participation, interest, or curiosity.
Right. If they're not participating, they're not entertained or curious. That's the core philosophy in the training.
And the solution is entertain and involve them.
Exactly. And one key tactic is the strategic use of names. Sales pros are taught to use the customer's name frequently, like potentially up to 40 times per step.
Wow, 400 times potentially. Could be. And crucially, use the name at the beginning of the sentence. Mary, check this out, is way more effective than check this out, Mary. Grabs attention instantly.
That's a subtle but powerful tip for,
Yeah.
well, any conversation, really. And it goes beyond just words, right? Personalized gestures.
Yeah, like giving out free coffee mugs in step 1, little things to build comfort, or involving customers directly in the design, suggesting cool new colors, profiles, styles like these HD cottage options, making them feel like they're part of designing their own roof.
Creates that shared ownership.
Precisely. And they leverage hands-on interaction with gadgets, too, like putting a heat gun in the customer's hand, letting them measure temperatures around the house and the fridge, AC vents. It turns a demo into an interactive thing.
Makes it memorable.
Definitely. And they use assisted tasks, asking John to hold a ladder in the attic, or Mary to hold a light, or even just a clipboard to check off items. Fosters shared responsibility. They'll even, get this, create incidents, like pretending to get something in their eye to ask for a towel, just to prompt interaction.
Wow, okay. That's a truly intricate level of strategy. Note to self, maybe don't rush to offer tissues to a sales rep. And technology plays a huge role too, doesn't it?
Oh, massively. They encourage using FaceTime from the attic or roof, gives customers a virtual view of places they can't easily see. But here's where it gets really slick. An app called Hover 3D. This tool lets reps show customers 3D renderings of their own home with different room colors and styles applied right there on screen.
Okay, that I can see being effective. Like witchcraft, as they say.
Exactly what the source says. Reps using Hover 3D statistically close more deals because it blows customers away. It feels futuristic, personalized.
I'd probably be sold on the tech alone.
Yeah.
What other tools create that impression?
Even simpler things are used strategically, like a telescopic ladder that goes from 3 feet to 16 feet, kind of cool, or a cheap, like $20 snake camera, basically a 20-foot camera on a flexible cord that plugs into a phone. Great for inspecting crawl spaces or tight attic spots. These unique tools impress customers, boost the professional image, differentiate the whole experience. It adds to that initial wow.
And speaking of wow, there's this emphasis on staying in the honeymoon stage.
Yeah.
What's that about for the reps?
It's basically a warning against getting jaded, losing that initial spark, and starting to treat leads impersonally. Our sources actually say new reps often sell the most metal roofing. Why? Because their fresh enthusiasm, their genuine interests, their lack of overthinking, it translates into this high energy that really captivates customers. The lesson is kind of stay new, don't get complacent.
Okay, so they've captivated the customer. But what happens when even the perfect pitch hits a brick wall? Often it's financing, right? A major hurdle. What are the biggest reasons a perfect close falls apart in underwriting?
The sources nail down two main reasons. First, co-applicants, or rather, the lack thereof. Submitting an application in just one name when the home actually has two homeowners. The key takeaway is getting all homeowners on the application significantly boosts approval odds, reduces bank risk, increases reported income. They even cited an example. A couple denied simply because the wife was left off the application.
That makes total sense. More income, less risk for the bank. What's the second big reason for rejection?
It's submitting net income instead of gross, a really common mistake, apparently. Banks need the gross income, the total amount the employer pays before taxes, insurance, 401k, all that stuff, not the take-home pay on the check. It's a crucial difference.
Seems small, but obviously critical. So how do they make sure reps get those numbers right? There's a system for calculating gross monthly income.
Oh yeah, they use a gross income flowchart. It's a structured guide, helps figure out monthly income based on pay frequency, monthly, biweekly, weekly. And they specifically train reps to calculate overtime correctly. 1.5 times the hourly rate for hours over 40 a week.
And it's not just the main job, right? They look for all potential income.
Exactly. Reps are trained to ask about and include everything. Bonuses, side hustles like DoorDash or Uber, 401k payouts, child support, alimony. Anything that counts as income can help push that credit approval through.
That's incredibly thorough. So for anyone listening, what are the key rep hacks to maximize approval odds based on this training?
Okay, 4 essential rep hacks they emphasize. 1, always ask if both homeowners are on the mortgage or deed. Crucial first step. 2, confirm everyone involved is actually signing the credit application. 3, consistently translate all income into monthly gross figures. Don't slip up and use net. And 4, maybe the most practical, always use calculators for the math. No mental arithmetic. Ensure accuracy. It's all about methodical precision.
All right, let's shift gears now to a really interesting negotiation tactic, the partial offer. You might think offering a cheaper alternative like fiberglass instead of metal is just a spur-of-the-moment thing a rep decides. But no, our sources show it's a highly disciplined strategic move baked into the closing sequence.
It's absolutely a cardinal rule in their training. Sales reps are explicitly warned not to introduce or even hint at a partial offer early on. So no mentioning fiberglass during the warm-up, the inspection, the company presentation, that's steps 2 through 5. Why? Because doing so gives away a massive negotiation lever way too soon. It should be saved for much later.
Keep it in your back pocket. So what's the strategic advantage of holding back like that?
Well, think about it. A partial often means half the price and half the payment. That's an incredibly powerful fallback, right? A last resort. Delaying it lets the rep fully push the primary higher value, offer the metal roof. They work through initial discounts, handle all the objections first, and crucially, by waiting, the rep gathers vital intel. What's the real objection? What payment can they actually afford? How much can they put down? What's their credit really like? The training is blunt. You have no business switching to a partial if you don't know the answers to those 4 questions.
And holding out has statistical benefits too, doesn't it?
It does. Statistically, sticking with the metal offer longer results in more collectible jobs, higher commissions, mainly because cancellation rates are lower for the premium product. Plus, the longer the conversation goes, the more info might surface that could still make the original metal package work. It's about strategic patience.
So when the moment is right to present the partial, how are they told to do it? Do they ask permission? Like, would you be interested in a more affordable option?
Absolutely not. The training says explicitly, do not ask permission. No, do you mind if I show you? Or how open-minded are you to? None of that. Instead, the approach is direct. Retract the current worksheet with the metal pricing. Immediately write down the new fiberglass price and payment. Clearly label it fiberglass roofing system. Present it confidently, no hesitation.
Okay, direct approach. And what are the selling points for the fiberglass partial once it is on the table?
Key advantages they push are like, obviously it's more affordable, lower payment. It still offers a comparable warranty and good longevity. And a big one, significantly faster installation, often 10 days to 3 weeks versus maybe 4 to 6 weeks for metal because the materials ship directly. And to sweeten that deal, reps are encouraged to throw in thermosheet merchandise, like an insulation layer at no extra charge, especially if the customer seemed interested in it earlier. Adds value to the fallback.
It sounds so calculated. They even have an analogy for this.
Yeah, they do. They compare the strategic use of the partial offer to a basketball coach's advice. The partial offer in this case is the most valuable thing on the court. It should never be given away too early. It really drives home that the partial is a critical negotiating tool, not something to just casually toss out.
So what's the specific trigger? The explicit when for deploying this powerful partial offer?
The rule is only switch to fiberglass after you've exhausted at least 2 rounds of discounts on the primary metal product. The thinking is the metal product is too valuable to just gut down to rock bottom for a third discount round. Instead of slashing the price again, you switch the package itself to better match the customer's financial reality. It's this disciplined, patient approach, letting objections surface, gathering financial facts before deploying the partial that they see as key to success.
Okay, finally, let's dive into the product itself. Erie Homes roofing system. What makes it distinct? Because understanding the product details is clearly part of the pitch, and there's some pretty fascinating specifics here.
Absolutely. The product features are woven into the sales narrative. It starts right at the foundation. A completely clean deck. That means all the old stuff flashing, rake edges, drip edges gets torn off and replaced. They also make a point of checking the structural integrity of the wood deck itself before anything new goes on. And their drip edge is apparently distinctive. It has a much longer lip, designed to give the fascia board better protection than standard ones.
And they don't just meet building codes, do they? Sounds like they aim higher.
Yeah, they definitely go beyond code in some areas. For instance, the ice and water shield. They apply it twice around the perimeter. That gives you 6 feet of protection, effectively extending 3 feet up into the main roof area from the edge. Double the standard, basically. And they use this double layer in valleys, too, around chimneys, vents, skylights, all those critical penetration points. Double protection everywhere sensitive.
Which brings us to what they call a flagship product. The Erie Ultra Underlayment. What's the deal with this? It's more than just felt paper, right?
Oh, way more. The Erie Ultra is their own proprietary 4-layer system developed just for them. The top layer has anti-slip stuff, built-in safer for installers, plus maximum UV protection. They claim it can sit exposed to sunlight for up to 6 months without breaking down. Under that, there's a second anti-slip layer. Again, safety focused during install. The fasteners they use are special cap nails with double-layer nylon protection designed to seal tightly around the underlayment puncture. And they claim it's the only underlayment in the world that passes something called the nail sealability test. The inner layer is polypropylene, acting as the main sealant.
And they've put it through some serious testing, I gather.
For sure. They cite Miami-Dade County testing, which is notoriously tough because of hurricanes down there. It reportedly withstood 8.8 inches of pressurized rain per hour and 120-mile-per-hour winds, simulated continuously for 4 months. And the result, the underlying structure stayed bone dry. That's a pretty compelling test result.
Definitely speaks to its protection level.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk shingles. The Erie shingle itself looks maybe like a standard architectural shingle, but the sources detail some unique features inside.
Yeah, on the surface, maybe similar, but the guts are different. The core is a dual-woven fiberglass mat for strength, and they partner with IK for manufacturing. The key thing about ICO, highlighted in the training, is they are a 100% vertically integrated.
Meaning
They control everything. From the quarries where they get the rock to the asphalt plants, the granule production, everything ensures tight quality control start to finish.
it is a big deal for consistency. What about the materials? How does it handle weather impacts?
The asphalt blend is proprietary. It contains an SBS filler, basically a rubber compound. This gives the shingle exceptional strength and flexibility, leading to a Class 3 hail rating. Pretty tough. This blend also helps the granules stick really well, and the granules themselves. They're copper-infused ceramic granules, not just a surface coat. They're rolled on for better embedment, and the copper provides long-term algae protection that's baked in during a kiln process, designed to prevent streaking or fading for decades.
Okay, durable materials. And how does it physically stay put on the roof? High winds are always a concern.
Right. They've engineered for that. The Erie shingle has 5 strips of laminate adhesive on the underside, helps bond the layers together strongly, prevents tabs from lifting off. Plus, there's an acrylic resin in the sealant, which allows installation in much cooler temperatures. It cures with UV light, not just heat, so winter installs are less problematic regarding sealing.
And this armor zone nailing fin sounds important for stability.
It is. It's a reinforced nailing area, very wide, making it easier for installers to hit the right spot. And underneath that wide strip, there's an extra strong woven plastic band. They describe it acting like a Chinese finger trap. When wind tries to pull the nail out, the band supposedly tightens around it. This contributes to a really high wind resistance rating. 130 mile per hour, that's Class 3 hurricane, F3 tornado sustained winds. Pretty impressive. And the whole system, from deck prep to shingles, comes with a 30-year warranty. Shows their confidence.
Wow, what a truly comprehensive and deliberate approach.
Yeah.
From that first hello to the actual molecules in the shingle granules. We've covered the BPSS system, the art of keeping customers completely captivated, the nitty-gritty of financing approvals, even the strategic timing of offering alternatives, and then capping it off with that deep dive into the product features designed to impress and, last.
And what we've really seen today isn't just about selling roofs, is it? It's a masterclass in structured persuasion, in understanding customer psychology, in highly disciplined negotiation. Understanding these detailed strategies, how they build rapport, handle money talks, leverage unique product points, it can genuinely empower you, whether you're making a big purchase yourself or just navigating everyday interactions that need sharp communication and critical thinking.
So as you think about everything we've unpacked in this deep dive, here's a final thought for you to chew on. After exploring these meticulously crafted sales strategies, what's one subtle cue you'll now look for, or maybe even try to employ yourself in your next big negotiation or purchase that you genuinely never would have noticed before?